Hello you lot, Miller Corner here, welcome back once again, and sorry about the hair, it's hot and I need a haircut. Again. Now the subject of today's video is technically my dad. Now he's appeared on this channel for years now actually, helping me fix, modify and repair whatever car I happen to own at the time. Some of you have asked over the years, what car does my dad drive himself? And the simple answer to that question is, most of the time he doesn't. He usually gets given a work vehicle, whether it's a van or a company car or whatever, and if we need to go out shopping or to get supplies or anything like that, he just uses the family car, which is my mum's Renault Scenic that you will have seen in the background of a few videos. However, the Scenic is a very expensive car to own. The road funds licence tax, which for those of you watching abroad, it amounts to what do you pay to use the road. It's a completely arbitrary amount, it makes no sense, basically depends on the age of your car, the emissions, the size of the engine, they seem to change what it means every day of the week. The Scenic is 325 quid a year to tax, and that is every single year if we want that car on the road. What's more, it is a bit big for running around town and it's not that economical, so the new car we were going to get as a second run around needed to be cheap to buy, cheap to insure, cheap to tax, small enough to make it worthwhile using in town, but still capable of carrying 4 people and some shopping if we needed it to. All those factors combined with me being a total Fiat obsessive has led to us buying a 2011 Fiat Panda. So here we have it, 2011 Fiat Panda 1.1, and that's right, as much as the Super Seicento and my brother now having the temporary daily as his car wasn't enough, we've now got another small Fiat in the family, and if you couldn't tell, I'm chuffed. And this one is something we've never really done before. We've done Seicentos, we've featured Cinquecentos and 126s, I've owned a Punto. We've never really covered the Panda before, so let's take a good look around this one and show you what my mum's stroke dad's new car is actually like. Round the front, first of all, this is a slightly later, what is technically a Mk3 Fiat Panda, so you can see we've got the later badge like my Punto had on all but the tailgate. Round the side we've got standard 14-inch alloy wheels, and as much as they aren't the most aggressive or the most stylish, still pretty cool, aren't they? Nothing much to report around the side apart from the fact that we have already installed some Team Heko wind deflectors. That's right, we've got some Polish cred on this thing, even though I don't actually know if the Panda was built in Poland or not. Joe in the edit confirm or deny in a caption. Also, because it's a Panda, we've got a completely foreign entity for someone used to Seicentos and Puntos, back doors, and that means, that's right, you can actually get your friend stroke family stroke accomplice into the back of the car, where you've actually got a decent amount of room, nice amount of headroom in here, decent amount of leg room, and windy windows for keeping your passengers fit. The Panda's definitely not as much of a stylish car as the 500 that it spawned. It's more of a utilitarian thing, and it looks like a baby second-gen multiplier, I suppose, which is a good thing because that's where they took most of the styling cues from. You've got these big rear lights, very visible, very clear, and these really nice door mirrors. So as much as it's not the most stylish small car out there, there is something charming about its sheer utilitarianness. The boot itself, you can actually release from a handle, again luxury for a Seicento owner, and it is a really decently sized boot for a car this small. I'm not saying I could fit in that, so kidnappers, sadly you won't be able to resort to Fiat Pandas from now on, but that is not bad. I should also mention the road tax, whereas the Scenic is 325, the Panda is 30 quid a year to tax, and you don't have to deal with the dismal disappointment of a twin-air engine like you did in my old Punto. Admittedly, you do pay £30 more for the tax on this than you do on the Punto, but frankly, it's a worthwhile trade. Under the bonnet is actually an 1108cc variant of the famous Fire engine. The 8-valve variant recently went out of production. RIP, but it's a lovely revvy little unit, as you'll see very soon, and this one has done only just about 43,000 miles, so you know what, it's as sweet as a nut. There's my mum's keys down there, and you might be able to see the Polska keyring that I bought her when I went to Krakow last year, because every single Fiat in this family has to show its connection to Poland. We've got on this particular one, I don't know if you can see there, air conditioning. If you push in this knob, and then you've got really nice effective ice cold aircon, and when it's 30 degrees outside like it is today, that is welcome. It's on the whole a very commanding high up driving position. The steering wheel is nice and high for you, you've got nice high seats, the gear lever's nice and high up. This is a small car that genuinely feels quite tall without having to be a crappy bloody SUV. Dome light will be familiar to anyone with a Seicento. Incidentally, if you've got a 500 or an Abarth 500, these stalks will be familiar as well, because the 500 is based on the Panda and they use exactly the same ones. They're perfectly decent, they feel good in the hand, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I could keep talking crap, but the truth is, it's a lovely day, and I've got a tiny Fiat with air conditioning all to myself, so let's get on the road.
Oh yeah, immediately being back in a small Fiat feels good. This is not as poised or as precise or as sharp as the Seicento is because it's not a B-road bashing modified car. It hasn't got coilovers, it hasn't got special tyres, it hasn't got wider wheels. It's totally bone stock, all bar the Team Hecko wind deflectors. And that means, for once, I can just enjoy a totally stock, totally unmodified car and appreciate its charms for what they are, which the Panda has in spades, I can tell you. It's still so eager and so chuckable. The steering is properly light, and even when I'm stuck behind a Nissan Qashqai, I've still got a smile on my face because I'm still eagerly nipping his heels, trying to work out if I can work my way past. Because it's a fire engine powered Fiat, yes, it's only got 54 horsepower, but it's keen to use every single one of them. Let's break out from under this Qashqai. There we go. Round we go. That was still only 30 miles an hour, but it's so eager, so keen to get going. Flick it in, skinny little tyres at the edge of where they're available. Oh yes. This is what small Fiats are all about, making the best out of having the least. The suspension's an interesting one. Because it's stock suspension, it's not quite as hard and bouncy as the Seicento is, but it's also not especially soft either. It's a weird combination of bouncy and rolly, which means because it's so light, all the bumps around here, it just boings from bump to bump in the road, and again, puts a massive smile on your face. But it's not uncomfortable. This is still a perfectly relaxing car to drive if you just want to poodle around town at 28, stuck behind a Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Hee-hee! What this is a small, economical, cheap to buy, cheap to run, practical little car that doesn't cost much to own and puts a big old grin on your face. And that is everything you need in a car, really. That's what this channel is all about. Making the most out of having the least and having huge fun with so little. We were so keen to buy one of these, we actually ended up buying two. My dad stuck a couple of last minute bids in online, and ultimately we ended up buying two of these Pandas. So we've actually got one we're going to be moving on. A 23,000 mile car, identical to this one, except for the fact it doesn't have air conditioning, and it's still for sale as of this video going out. So if you are interested, I'll put some pictures on the screen of the car in question now. Get in touch. Why not buy one of these fantastic, chuckable, grin-inducing, hilarious fun little cars? So there you have it then, our new Fiat Panda. No, it's not going to be a modified car or a project car or a show car or anything like the Super Seicento. It's just going to be a dirt cheap to buy, own and run, huge fun little daily driver that I might nick the keys to every now and then. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you soon and have a good one. Woohoo!